This orientation is for government 2305 federal and 2306 Texas government. Both of my classes are designed parallel requirements in terms of deadlines and tests and projects and quizzes. So if I cover one, it automatically covers the other as well. The only exception is the content of the course are different. So that being said, I'm sharing the screen from Canvas to go through these menu bar here step by step and explain some of the important information that you may not be able to get from the website directly. So I promise you that at the end of this hour, you will be very happy that you spend this hour with me. My name is Manouchehr Khosrowshahi, as you can see on the screen, Manouchehr Khosrowshahi. My students and colleagues started calling me Dr. K, Mr. K. I am okay with it. So I have no problem to be called either one of these. And I have been teaching at TJC for 35 years. And I have also taught 5 years before I come here in the University of Texas at Arlington, UT Tyler, Texas College, and University of North Texas at Denton. So I have about 40 years of teaching experience that I bring to you. Besides teaching, I have also done many other projects at our campus. And because of the COVID, some of these we don't do it anymore. But hopefully they will resume it once they take care of some of the details. That's my picture, and you can see me later on when I stop sharing the screen, maybe on the camera. So at least you know that I'm a human being. I'm not a robot or recorded conversation. So at the end, if you have any questions, I'll be happy to address your questions. Speaking of orientation, you made the plan to be at 2 o'clock. Very good. I'm so glad you did. And as I said, you won't regret your decision. You will see that this was very, very beneficial to you. And the people who come to orientation normally do very well. The ones that they don't, and they do very poorly or fail the course from my past experience. So I don't need to preach to the choir. Let's get to the next page. Syllabus link. We are required by law that to publish our syllabus publicly in this link here. So you can go to this link and click on, type my name and course number. You can see the syllabus. That being said, I'm going to go over the syllabus in the next page here. Addendum basically covers my syllabus here for you. My name, Manouchehr Khosrowshahi. Already I repeat this since it's not a familiar name. My office is located at Pertel Technology Building, 347, third floor by the biology labs. This is my email address, mkho@tjc.edu. I prefer you communicate with me via this email from your own personal email. Doesn't matter, TJC, Yahoo, Gmail, or any other, services that email services that provided. This is a college official email, and it is very comprehensive and elaborate from Microsoft, and it keeps a thread of conversation easy for me to keep track of the email. Sometimes students use Canvas's messaging system. That's not my preferred way. However, if you do it, I will respond to you. But I prefer you use this one because it is easy for me to see, if you send me 10 emails or 5 emails, Canvas doesn't allow me to see the thread. I have to go and open one by one to see what you said, the first email, second email, third email. But on this one, everything is in one place. I just scroll down and I see first, second, third. So it's easier for me to do that. That's the reason I ask you to use my official email rather than Canvas's messaging system. Canvas's messaging system is just designed for quick questions or something, for teachers. Some teachers prefer, but I don't. These are my office hours listed here. You can read yourself, but let me read this part. Normally, I am in and out of my office from 6 a.m. to 5 p.m. And of course, I go to classes, I have meetings, and I have Tuesday, Thursday classes, Monday, Wednesday, Friday classes. Outside those classes, or meetings, I'm in my office. You don't have to make appointment to see me. You can call me before you come. Make sure that I'm in my office. This is my phone number here. And or if you're around the building, knock on the door and say hello, introduce yourself. If you have any questions, I'll be happy to address. So I keep my door closed because of the noise on the hallway. So knock on the door. The closed door doesn't mean that I'm not here. Um, Always write your name. Tell me who you are. Don't message me like you do to your friends on the phone. Send a blanket question with no identification. So I will have to get back to you. Say, who are you? Which class you are taking? Give me a little bit information about yourself so I can go back to look at the record and answer your question properly. And clearly get to when you email me, don't just inform me that you are sick. Well, what I am supposed to do, if you are sick, you need to tell me what you need me to do for you. So always ask a question. So you missed a test or you missed something or whatever. So I can respond to you. If you just inform me, that's fine. I may not answer you because you are not asking me any questions. And but make sure that you address a question, whatever the circumstance you have. The textbook is an ebook. You have already paid for it when you registered, and all of you should have received an email from Barnes and Nobles about accessing your textbook on day one. If you just follow me in this left hand side of the menu bar, course materials that I'm pointing, so you have the similar things. So you can click on that and access the ebook for the course. The bookstore also tells you that if you want to opt out, what to do. So there are some information. I also put some information here too. So that's your decision to what to do. So if you have a disability issue, you need to contact the office. We have an office here. If you have a special needs, so we will take care of you. Not a problem, but it has to be paperwork for it. You can't just come and tell me that you have attention deficiency syndrome or something. See, I cannot, I'm not authorized or have enough knowledge to judge what you say. So there is an office to take care of. Let's talk about grades. Grades are the most important topic for students and the teachers. And so it requires some explanation here. My grading system operates in 1,000 scale. Instead of 100, we operate in 1,000. So it's like 100 multiplied by 10. And we are going to operate in a cumulative system, not a percentile system. Cumulative means at the end of semester, if your grades adds up somewhere between 800 to 899, you will get a B. 700 till 799, you'll be assigned a C. So and so on and so forth. It's like 100 multiplied by 10, no differences. So it's the same principle. My course requires 7 electronic test quizzes and no critical thinking research essay is required. I need to make correction here. I have deleted that for this semester. So I just overlooked it and I forgot to delete that. So let's look at here. 4 multiple choice exams, 50 questions on each test, and the short answer. We will talk about these a little bit more in detail. That has 4 tests, each 150 points. 4 times 150 makes 600. Required final essay is 300 points. And required 2 marketable skills or core assignments, 2 of them, each 50 points officially, 100 points. This is 100 here officially, but later on you will see that I'm going to give you 10 points extra credit on these here. So automatically you have 20 points extra credit is going to be incorporated if you take these quizzes which are not proctored. So we'll talk about that a little bit more later. Here I have a little bit detailed, breakdown of the um, grades and how it's going to work. Also, let's mention this extra credit assignment. Extra credit assignment or attendance to this extra credit, we may have between 50 to 100 points extra credit during the semester. It's about 10% of the course grade. So out of 1,100 points, all you need to, if you are looking for an A, get 900 of it. Out of 1,100, actually 25, because there are, remember, 20 points, and then start here quiz is 5 points extra credit. So you need to get 800, 700, 600, and so on and so forth. So while we say 1,000 points here officially, but practically speaking, you have 1,125 points possibility in the class. So you can make your expected grades. All right. This is something I need to clarify, that I need to read verbatim to make sure that you understand this better. I do not use percentage system to determine your course grade. Please ignore the percentiles in my class. Some other teachers use percentile. I don't. I use actual grade in 1,000 scale. My course operates on your total cumulative points. Please ignore the percentiles of your grades in my course. Your grade will not be calculated based on your average percentile. Why? Because the value of the assignments are not equal. So percentile of 600 is not the same as 300 and is not the same as 100. So if you average those, you will not get a correct average, because assignments are different. The 600 is coming from 150s. Canvas automatically creates those. I cannot delete those. That's part of the software. We have asked them to delete these things. They don't do it. So I don't want you to get confused. Percentile is correct for that test only. Individually, they are correct. But if you try to average them, it's not going to be correct because values are different. Students sometimes confused. They contact me, say, why did I get this grade? My percentile is A, but my actual grade is C or something. I say, well, did you attend orientation session? Did you start your quiz? So they say no. I say that's the answer is right there, because we don't use percentile. It may not be accurate. All right. Grades, deadlines for my test assignments are not negotiable, debatable, or amendable items under any circumstances. Remember, one exception to the rule will create the same exception for all my students. Let's say you have very sad story, missed the test one. Another student has another story which is sad for him or her. Who am I to judge which one is sadder than the other one or tragic than the other one? I can't. And if I make one exception to one student, I have to make the same thing for my 200 other students if they come up with some excuse. So I need to treat everyone equally. So I don't negotiate, I don't debate, I don't amend. So plan not to miss the deadlines, because deadlines are not the test uh, dates. They are dates, but you can take the test earlier. I'm going to elaborate on that a little bit more. But let me also mention something else here. Uh, the test will be monitored by Respondus Monitor Lockdown Browser. All of you, I hope, or I expect that you know what this is. There is a module in your course that you need to read it carefully and download the extension. If you do download the extension for one course, you are covered for all courses, online courses, that if you are taking online at TJC. So you don't have to download for every course. So you're are set up to take the, operate with this lockdown browser. And read the module, download it, and then you will use the Start Here quiz to test it, to practice it, so you don't waste time in actual tests. All right, let's move on to the next page. Here, yeah, this is the course's schedule. This is what I'm talking about. These deadlines are not negotiable deadlines, and you need to meet them. Some of them are hard deadlines, some of them are not. Let me explain how it works. You need to understand deadline and availability are not the same thing in my course. Exam 1, 2, 3 are available until April 17. Does that mean you can wait to take the tests, before April and you miss the deadlines? No, that doesn't mean that. It means that you need to meet these deadlines. However, if for some reason your car broke down, your computer didn't work, or you, God forbid, you were sick or something, if you miss the deadline, test 1, 2, 3 is available until 17. You can take the makeup test. But the makeup test has penalty, 50 points penalty out of 150. So your grade starts from 100 instead of 150. So I discourage you from missing the deadline. Do you have to wait to February 6th, Thursday, 6 o'clock or 5 o'clock to take your test? No. From today, the tests are available. Sometimes students, you wouldn't believe it, without exaggeration, without exception, after 7 o'clock, after these deadlines, my computer goes crazy. I get emails, phone calls. Dr. K, my computer didn't cooperate. My internet was bad. I had a job conflict. I had something, 7 o'clock, I missed the deadline. So what am I supposed to do? Well, take the makeup test with 50 points penalty because you waited to the last minute. Folks, life is not always easy. Do not wait to the last minute. Most American students do wait to the last minute. They love deadlines, to wait just to the last minute. That's part of the culture. For IRS, for postage, for everything, business makes money out of it. If you miss it, they charge you arms and legs and they get your work done. But here we don't charge you, but there's penalty, grade penalty. So I discourage you from waiting to the last minute. Things can happen beyond your control. You plan to take test 1 on February 6th at 4 o'clock, but something goes wrong. Even you gave 3 hours, before deadline time window to take it, but something happened that you couldn't do it. Take a day before, take in the morning of that day. Don't wait to the last minute. My advice to you is that. So that prevents you from calling me, emailing me, stressing yourself out and stressing me out. And that's my advice to you about these deadlines. First three deadlines, I said that they are soft, but there are penalties for it. So fourth test is hard deadline. After April 17th, Canvas is going to lock up all these four tests. So you won't be able to take it. And I cannot open for one student, because if I do, then I have to open for 200 other students if they have any excuse for missing it. Final exam, 300 points. There's again, I detected one mistake here. It says 300, but it says 20%. It's 30%. I correct that. And you have a window, May 2nd to May 5th. You have 4 days to take the test. Do not wait to May 5th, 6 o'clock or 5 o'clock for your final. Things, again, can happen beyond your control. And if you miss this one, hard deadline. It's not going to help you. Marketable skill quizzes are not proctored. You don't need to use respondents to take these quizzes. Each one has 50 points in officially, but I will give you 60 points for each one. These are also hard deadlines. One more thing that I forgot to mention, exam 1, 2, 3, 4, and the final, all these 5 exams are proctored by respondents. So they'll be recorded. So they are proctored tests, not the quizzes here. So you don't need to worry about the setup. But also Start Here quiz is proctored, because this is a practice quiz. I repeat this. Practice for 5 points extra credit. Please take it as soon as possible. After this orientation, you should be able to answer all 5 of them. If you miss 1 or 2 points, it's not going to hurt your grades out of 1,000 points. It's not even from out of 1,000, because this is extra credit. It's not going to hurt your actual grade. So don't delay it. Take it because it has a significance for me, for the college, that you participate in course activities. If you are getting a financial aid, if you don't participate, if I see the grade is missing, I'm going to report you as a no-show, and then they will drop you from the course, and your financial aid, you will lose it, this, that. So it's a federal laws. It's beyond my control. So I don't want to, use rough language, but why do you want to delay that 5 extra credit points to the last minute or miss the deadline? So you need to do that, and you need to go through the Start Here quiz and the module to take the quiz. If you don't do it, you won't be able to access the rest of the course, because we set up that way that you force you to read this information, take the quiz, so you'll be ready for test 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah, you'll be ready. So you set up your responders, your web camera, your all the details. That way you don't waste your precious time, that you have limited time, because test 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 are timed. So you don't want to struggle with setup during the actual test. But this one doesn't have a time limit, and you can set up your responders. You will be good to go. All right. I have already covered these. Let's see what else we need to cover. Test, yeah. Let's go over this, the operating system for your computer. I'm sure you already know that Windows 10 is going away in October 2025. A lot of softwares, stuff will not work anymore in your computer if you have an old computer. So get ready for Windows 11. College is going to change all the computers to Windows 11 during this semester. And be mindful that that's going to change. It's not going to affect us this semester, but for your just extra information, if you have an old computer, you may have to get new one, because Windows 11 has a specific requirements that doesn't operate with all the devices. So you have to see, you have to test it to see if it downloads. If it doesn't, so you have to contribute to the economy and make politicians look good that the economy is working. Okay, another important advice, listen to me carefully. You can study for the course via your phone, no problem. But do not take the test by your phone. We had many issues with students who tried to take their tests by phone. They are traveling on the road and inside the car, this, that. Uh, it may not submit your test. It may cause all sorts of issues. My recommendation to you is that use your laptop, desktop, or Chromebook, or some other devices, or Apple, desktop, if you have it. iPhones, iPads will not work with responders. So do not use those devices. It's going to cause problems for you and for me too. Stress, yeah. When you are stressed out, what does that mean? I'm stressed out. You are going to contact me, and then I have to, deal with it. I don't mind to solve your problems. Don't read me wrong. But unnecessary stresses because of not reading and following instructions is the problem. All tests are timed. Don't click on that until you are ready to take it. It's just one chance. I do not open tests for any students, reopen or open for any students, no matter what happens. You need to take care of the problems ahead of the time. For the multiple choice questions, you have 60 minutes to answer 50 questions and write short essay, which is plenty of time. And for the final, you are going to have 90 minutes. And we will talk about that a little bit more later.
Excuse me, Mr. K.
Yeah.
So how do you, I'm not sure if you already said this, but for each exam, what chapters are going to be tested over in exam 1 through 4?
Be patient. I will answer that question. Yes, no
Okay,
problem.
yes, sir.
Yeah, it's a good question. If you just bear with me a few minutes, let me see if I have here.
Okay, thank you.
Right here, see, if your patience is virtue. Test 1, we are going to operate on modules. Module 1, test 1, chapter 1 and 2. This is the answer for your question. Module 2, chapter 3, 4, 5. Tests are not by chapter sequences. Please pay attention. Sometimes students have their own mind. They think everything goes by the book. No, it doesn't follow the book sequence. Test 3 is going to be 10, 11, 12, 13. This is for the federal government, by the way. Texas government is the same way. Everything I say here is applicable for Texas government because some of students who are here for orientation taking the Texas government. So the number of chapters are going to be different for Texas government. When we open that website, you will see it, on Canvas. Test 4 covers these chapters. So chapter 14, you don't need to worry about it. I have already deleted it. We are not going to really have time to cover chapter 14 on US government. Let's go back here because there were some important issues I wanted to answer that you asked me a question. Very good. Write down your questions, please. I will have time for you to ask me. Don't hesitate to do it. No problem. Okay, I think I was here. Couple of important things about taking the test by responders. One of the major issues we have with students, they do not browse the room properly. They quickly show me the ceiling, the fan. They show me the pictures on the wall. They show me sometimes I see in the bedroom or something or furniture, but they don't show me the top of the desk. That's not a 360-degree, browsing the room. You need to really start from the top of the desk that I see what you have on the top of your desk. Second monitors, phone, or some other devices, or somebody standing there, or something. So then you go slowly with the slow motion to the whole room 360. Another major issue that really it's my pet peeve is that when I look at the camera, I only see, I'm trying to adjust this lady's picture here. When I'm watching your video, this is what I see. If you look at the screen, I see your hair at the top and the ceiling fan is working at the top. I don't see her face. Some of the students tilt the camera to the top of the head. Either they have intentions to, violate the rules, or some other plans. So I don't see where their eyes are moving, where their hands are moving, and I see just the hair is, and the ceiling fan is at the top. So those are violations. I need to see, like this lady here, the full top of the body, that see what movements you are making. So this is the part of requirements. This lady here is a video. I don't want to take the time here to activate, play the video for you. It is 39 seconds. I strongly recommend you watch it. And I will talk about it a little bit more later in the finals. Yeah, let's save that for fun. Her stuff is applicable to all tests, but more so to the final. So when I watch the video, and if there are violations, there'll be some deductions. So I have listed everything I could think of, but students sometimes are so creative that no human beings can even think of. So, well, there'll be 100 points if you're creative, not listed here. We can talk about that. So eating during the test, playing music, singing, I don't know, having a baby in the room, stuff, these are issues. Let's talk about the babies. Some of the students have a child, and of course, yeah, that's understandable. Somebody has to take care of them. But during the test, please plan not to have a child crying and disturbing you and taking your time from test. Or some people, their house, their apartment is not conducive to quiet environment. Uh, what I suggest for you to do is, or some students have a bad internet connection is not good. I recommend that you go to TJC's, the Center for Academic Exam. In the library, we have created this office for your convenience. So you can go and take the test at the college. You don't have to take by respondus. So they will take care of you over there at the house. You know what I mean? Respondus at the house. It will be respondus at the college, but the setup, the camera stuff, the college already has it. But there are certain things you have to follow to go there. You need to make appointment, and if you go just walk in, you may have to wait for a long time. There is a link here, Navigate TJC. You can make appointment, or you can email this email I have for you, or call. Make appointment, go over there, zip in, zip out, you're done. So if you're around the campus, you want to take the test at the campus, you can do that. But if you take the test at home, you have to follow certain rules that we have listed here. So to avoid, to keep the integrity of the test. I have answered these questions, and then we will talk about the final. Yeah, I will talk about the final in a minute. I talk about that, yeah. The final is comprehensive, and it will proctored by respondus, and I will have 5 questions for you to answer. But 3 of them randomly will be selected for you to answer. That being said, again, let me wait for that, because I have a little bit more elaborations. This is a brief description here, but we will go to that final exam link and elaborate more. If you miss the first 3 tests, missing exam, they're available until April 17, and then with a 50 points penalty, you can take it. You don't need my permission. You don't need to call me, email me. You missed it, 50 points penalty. Take it before April 17. Now, no matter how late you take before 17, still 50 points penalty. But get that out of the way. So that's the policy. But the hard deadlines are hard deadlines. You missed it. Sorry, the airplane. If you don't go to the airport on time, they're not going to wait for you. So you need to establish a habit to meet the deadline. One of the common issues for missing deadline is that some of students work weekdays until 6 o'clock, for example. They go home at 6:30. They have only half an hour. So what is he or she supposed to do? Well, not to wait on Thursday to take the test. Take the test on the days that you have off day. So please don't email me that you had a job conflict on Thursday. You didn't have the time to take it. Well, you had the time from today, January 22nd, until that deadline to take it. So plan on the weekend, plan on the days that you are off. So on the days that you work, you don't have to stress out at 7 o'clock, that missed the deadline. So deadline means you can do it before the deadline. But the dates, hard dates, that means you have to, finish by on that date. Yeah, there are a difference. Okay, assignments. Assignments, I think the best thing for me to do is these are just some repetitious information. Here, make sure you read this AI, artificial intelligence. There's something new that the colleges has to deal with it. I have here some information. I do allow students use AI. It's a good tool, but there are certain things are prohibited. Follow the rules here. Read them. Yeah. All right. Let's go to just directly to the assignments. Yeah. We are at the assignment section. We go to the assignments link here. I repeat this. Start here quiz for both courses available. The deadline is January 30. I'm sorry, January 27, and available until January 30. And it's 5 points extra credit. Is a practice. Is a practice quiz. Don't consider that it's going to hurt your grade if you miss a question or you need to study. If you came to this orientation, you'll be eat up those 5 questions in a second. So very common sense questions, So there's nothing to study. You came to orientation, you are good for start here quiz. Test 1. Test 1 is going to be based on Module 1. Test 2, Module 2, Test 3, Module 3, Module 4. Let's go to the modules. That's what you need to study for Test 1. Here I covered most of the stuff here for you up to assignment section. But before I forget, let me mention that discussions in my class are not graded assignment. I repeat one more time. Discussions in my class are not graded assignment. That being said, only at the end of semester, in borderline cases, if you are short of only 10 points in my grading scale, if you have 3 intelligent entries, I may consider raising your grade to the upper limit. Let's say at the end of semester, your cumulative is 890. That's a B. You're short of 10 points to get 900. I will come to discussions. It will show me your name and your entries. If I see there are 3 entries, I will raise it to 900. But if you don't do the discussions, it's not going to hurt your grade. So that's the only time it will be, it will factors in. Technical supports, I think I have already covered most of the things. Some of the technical issues you have to solve yourself. Some of them I will help you. Some of them you have to contact responders. Some of them you have to call TJC's IT desk. All the information is in technical support link. So remember what I said. Some of the issues you have to do it. Like you have to turn on computers to resolve the issue, or get your Wi-Fi corrected or something. I cannot, fix your Wi-Fi. some of the issues I may be able to help you. Please contact me. Some of the issues has to be directed to responders because it's beyond my control, and some of the things again is TJC's IT department, so it's again beyond my control. So between these four things we have to resolve it somehow. It has to be resolved for you so you don't have any problems. There's a section for frequently asked questions section. Please read those. If it is applicable, you have the answer. If not, then you can ignore it. Online orientations, there's a link here. You can do it at your convenience, so you'll be good to go. So the first rule of order for you is that as soon as this orientation is over, take this 2 minutes or 3 minutes maybe practice quiz, get that out of the way, and then you'll be set for financial aid, for the college participation, course participation, and then access for the rest of the course. So that's the importance of that start here quiz. I have a module here for you for study tips. If something appeals to you, click on it and read it. I find these useful even for myself. Sometimes when I review them, it's a refresher for me. So it's good stuff. If you have the time, for leisurely readings, so do it. Let's talk about Module 1. Module 1 covers Chapter 1, Chapter 2. I repeat this again. Texas government, US government, federal government are designed parallel. So if we open the Texas government, we will see the similar thing, except the name of the chapters are different. So I have a learning objectives for Texas government as well, vocabularies, publisher's PowerPoint, and read the chapter and review questions and practice. All the same setup for the Texas government. So if you are here from Texas government, in the orientation, don't feel bad that I didn't open that site. If we have time at the end of this orientation, I can open and review for you. Okay. First, you need to open this link here that to get what, let me see what we have here. Let's see, that's not where I wanted to go. Let's go back. Yeah, made a mistake. Yeah, I wanted to go to introduction. I opened the learning objectives. Yeah, here. Yeah, learning objectives here, to-do lists. This is just a summary of, module that what we have in the kind of, you get a general idea about the module, what topics we cover. And then to-do list, I put something on red. Why? These are important. Study the review questions. Take the practice test as many times as you wish. Not graded. These are not graded assignments. Let's go back to the module. Okay. Module 1. Module 1, Chapter 1, Learning Objectives, Vocabularies, Publisher's PowerPoint. Read Chapter 1. This is, I tried to create link from here to Chapter 1 for you to make it convenient. But unfortunately, the publisher didn't allow me to do it. Because if you can access book from these links, you are not going to buy it. So they kind of coded the system that it didn't allow me to create a link for your Chapter 1. So you have to go to the course materials from this site. So since you purchased the book, so access the Chapter 1 from this link, not from here. This is just it doesn't have any content. It just says, if you open it, says refer to Chapter 1. The key for your success, listen to me carefully, folks. The key to your success in this course, that 600 points, is these two links here. Review questions for introduction, the first chapter, PDF file. You need to download this PDF file. If you download it, it's going to look like this. This is what it's going to look like. These are the review questions for you. And I have the answers for you as well. One semester, I deleted these answers. I asked students to find answers. Everybody failed. I learned my lessons that that's not a good idea. So I put them back. I do have also I'm coaching you for the short answer questions. I have one of these short answers will be it will be in your test. I have a brief answer here, but please don't limit yourself for this. You need to go back to the book. You need to go to internet, Google, Gemini, I don't know, any artificial intelligence. The internet is full of it. You can type the questions, get a lot of good answers, stuff like that. So you can do that. It's okay with me as long as you have the factual information. So let's go back to modules here. So remember what I said. Too much information, sometimes you may not retain these. Two important links here. Review questions for chapter 1. It is attachment. You see this paper clip. You need to, I think, download it, a PDF file, click on it, or right click or left click something. Then it will say download. Then you download to your computer. You can print it, or you can have it in your computer or device. Then study. You will see what I showed you, that you will see it. Practice questions for every chapter. For both federal and Texas, I have a practice quiz questions. Exact same questions that you saw in the review are here on practice questions. These are always almost identical questions, except that you are going to, experience the testing environment. These are not proctored. Practice quizzes are not proctored. You can take as many times as you want, but there'll be no grade for it. Chapter 2, same thing. Review questions, PDF file, attachment, practice quiz, same thing. Then your real grade is going to come from here. This is something that is going to be proctored. And after you practice, you feel competent, then you know the answers, you know the questions, stuff, then you take the quiz. For both courses is exactly the same thing. This is the teacher's view, by the way. Some of the things that you see today, it's not going to be in your student view. Like, these are not green. This is like for my face-to-face class. Don't worry about those. Those are not relevant to you. So I have spoken for 4 tests, Module 1, Module 2, Module 3, Module 4, for both classes, Federal, Texas, are same parallel design, review questions, learning objectives, vocabularies, practice quizzes. You are set to go. So these 2 links, I repeat one more time, are the most important links for you to prepare for each test for each chapter, then the module. Yeah. So back to the assignments. Federal and Texas are the same format. Yeah. Okay, we covered start here quiz, test 1, test 2, test 3, test 4, and then research essay I don't require. This is not green, so I eliminated that this semester. Let's talk about the final exam. Let me review some of this stuff from the final. I made a reference to it earlier, but I want to elaborate a little bit more. Final is going to operate different than that 4 tests. 4 tests, all these rules apply. No notes, no ebook, no other devices, stuff. And most of these things that you see here, all these rules applies for the final, except one thing. For the final, listen to me carefully, only for the final, you are allowed to bring 3x5 note cards to the final essay exam, because 800, 900 pages of information in ebook, how are you supposed to prepare for the final, answer 3 questions? Humanly impossible. So I need to coach you here. So I don't want you to stress out. You can bring note cards with certain rules followed, and you will not be under stress. This way, you have prepared, and this is the way you really need to watch this lady. This lady, I got this video from Instagram. basically is telling you that if you write down something, you will remember for a long time. If you don't, you don't. It's a very good video. It applies for all your classes, but I'm going to use her advice in my final here. Allow you. You study for final, take a notes. It must be handwritten, no typed, no any other format, not a pencil, black pen. And you need to show me quickly all those cards in your webcam when you do the final. Don't show me 100 cards and waste your 90 minutes, because one student last semester ran out of answering two questions in the final because he was showing 100. First of all, he shouldn't have brought 100 cards. That's self-defeating. If you prepare correctly, all you need is, I don't want to specify any numbers, maybe at most 10 cards, between 5 and 10, short notes. But if you try to bring 100 cards, that means you didn't prepare it properly. So the more you bring, the more you confused you are. The less you bring, that means you prepared very well. So it's a reference. It is not cheating device. So we are not trying to encourage cheating. I'm trying to help you not to stress out. So lockdown browser, we have already talked about it. Timing, we have talked about. You have time limits. Sometimes students are not mindful of their time limits. They run out of time. It has happened many times in the past. Please be mindful of your time limits for all tests, except that those two marketable scales and start here quiz, we don't have a time limit. So there'll be no second chance or reopening a test for anyone. Okay. Students ask me, Dr. K, how long our essay should be, the length. The length of the essay, as I say here, as to the length, approximately 200 words or more. So visually examine it in your device to see what 200 words looks like. So prepare for, of course, the more the better, but at least you have to have about 200 words. And as to what questions to study for the final, for both courses, I repeat one more time, for both courses, Texas and Federal, I have 5 study questions. At this point, you see only the questions for the federal government. If you open the Texas government website on your dashboard, you will see 5 different questions for the final about the governor's power, about questions that relates to the Texas government. So you need to study all these 5, but you have no choice to select which 3 will show up on your computer, and I have no control. Canvas randomly will select 3 of these for you. 5 you need to study for both courses, then 3 randomly will be selected for you. I repeat this one more time for both courses. Folks, my deadlines for every deadline and dates is 7 p.m. It is not 11:59 a.m. or p.m. Sometimes students email me, call me, Dr. K, my other teachers have 11:59. And I tell them, do the airplanes fly all of them at the same time? They say no. Well, I say every teacher has a different deadline. You need to follow every teacher's deadline. So if you miss something at 7 o'clock and other teachers have 11:59, please don't email me and ask me about, preach about other teachers' deadline. Everybody is different. This is, it's the purpose of education is that train your mind to meet the deadline for surgery, for flight, for every, organizations. We operate in different deadlines. So you can say that Google has this deadline and American Airlines that deadline, so it has to be equal. No, every teacher has their own preferences. So I want you, the college education trains you to deal with the different circumstances. All right. I have also, before you uh, email me that, Dr. K, why did I get this such a low grade for the final? Read this grading criteria. I'm going to use this grading criteria and I will refer you to these. I say, you didn't have introduction. You didn't have any meaningful statements. You didn't give me the proper examples. These are already canned answers. I already have it. All I do is copy paste and I will answer you this way. So you need to read the penalties when you answer your questions. Follow these things so I don't do the deductions. I have deleted the research paper this semester because in the past students went and copied everything from online and gave it to me, wasted their time and my time. I just finally gave up. I'm going to leave that for English class to deal with you. And but your final, I take it seriously. Its value was 200 in the past. I raised it for 300 points. So I'm going to take it very seriously. So you need to follow these grading criteria to get all the points. I don't want you to fail. I want you to succeed. So I'm giving you the guidelines. And I don't enjoy to give low grades. Believe me, I get depressed. I get upset when I see you are making A's and B's. I'm so happy that you followed instructions, you put the time. And another important thing, I don't want to preach to you. Time, folks. If you put the time, you get the results. If you don't, you are going to stress yourself and me during the semester. You are going to calling me, emailing me, and telling me, "Oh, you missed the deadline because of job conflict or this, that." So we have to start, emailing each other back. I encourage you, email me, ask me questions, come and visit me. I'm not discouraging you from contacting me. I'm here to help you, but provided that you do your own homework. Let me stop here. We have only 4 minutes left from our time. I'm going to be here. I'm not going to leave. So I want to make sure that I covered everything here. Let me just stop here to see if anyone has any questions about the things we covered. Please activate your mic and ask your question and speak loud so I can hear you clearly. Please hurry up because some people may have to leave. So no question is a bad question. Please don't hesitate to ask me.
So, Mr. K,
Uh-huh.
so with the exams and the modules, with the exams, let's say covering 1 and 2, and that's module 1, um, the the review questions, those much similar to the exams that are proctored?
Exactly the same, not similar.
Exactly the same?
Mhm.
Okay. Is that the ones that, because isn't there 2 review question sets or just 1 per chapter?
The number of questions for every chapter varies. Some have 51 questions, some have 30 questions, some has 100 questions. The number of practice.
Yes.
Uh,
Yes,
the
I know that. I'm saying that here, let me find it. So in module 1, there's the review questions for the practice quiz. Are those
prac
review questions for the exam, like you were saying?
Correct.
Okay, that's all I needed to know.
Yeah. Practice questions covers all the questions for that
Okay,
chapter.
thank you. Thank you
Uh-huh.
so much.
Yeah, yeah. We had a discussion. That's a very good question. We had a discussions to have like 20 questions per practice. But if we do that, you have to take the test like 50 times to get all of them right. But if I have all of them at the same time, so you don't waste the time. So that
Okay.
I think that is better. We shall see. Mhm.
Okay, yes, sir. Thank you.
Any other questions? One topic I forgot to cover, let me just quickly do that, extra credit. During the semester, we are going to have extra credit assignments. Please, folks, read the announcement and emails from me. Some of students, this is just, I think, students' culture. They don't read the announcements because they may receive too many of them. They think it's not important. In my class, announcements and emails are very, very important. That's the way I communicate with you. During the semester, we are going to have 100 points extra credit. So if you miss the opportunity, don't come back and tell me, "Oh, Dr. K, I didn't read the announcement. I didn't read your email." Well, sorry, that's not my problem. You need to take for all the courses, not mine. Folks, you need to, when you are operating with online classes, you need to read the announcements. Don't ignore those. And I will have I don't have all the details for uh, extra credit yet. I have not published it, but since I'm in a teacher's view, let me just share with you here. Uh, I bring speakers to TJC, so it'll be a speaker type things at the college, and it's going to be. Let me give you a little bit information. These may change, but I'm just giving you a heads up that what will happen. This is not published yet. It's going to be on April 28th from 3 to 5, 2 hours of event for 100 points. And if you have a job on Mondays stuff, talk to your boss, take that day off. And or if you have a practice day or you are athletes or something, talk to your coach. So make arrangements to get that 100 points. I don't have any other alternatives. Some of these things has to be done because just I cannot duplicate the things to fit to your schedule or to any student's schedule. So as soon as I have all the details, this speaker and the performer is going to come from overseas. I don't have all the details, but as soon as I get it, I will publish it. One more thing I want to mention here is that in order to take advantage of any extra credit in my class, you need to be a member of International Education Club. This is green, means that it's already published. It doesn't cost you anything, but if you don't become a member, come to these events, 10 points will be deducted. So you don't want to lose that precious 10 points. All you need to do, go to this website, instructions are there, your name and a number or something or email, then you are a member. You are set to go. So I encourage you strongly to become a member. Two assignments for you today. Become a member of this and do the start here quiz. You are set for today. Then the rest of the things you can do gradually whenever you have time. All right, I'm still here. I'm not leaving. Let me just end the session here because this is a recorded session. But you can stay here and ask me questions. I'll be happy to answer.